The residents at Benjamin Netanyahu, one of Israel's prime ministers, has scared in his residence. In fact, there has been said, reported from the Jerusalem Post, flare fire at Netanyahu's home in Caesarea lit up political brouhaha. This is kind of like freakish though. Like, of all places, basically his residence, Israeli political officials issue a swift condemnation of the incident, and police are looking for the culprits responsible. This happened about the 17th, no, I'm sorry, the 16th. About, if I'm correct, if I'm looking at the 16th at about 9:46 p.m. So it happened like that Friday, I believe like Friday night, something like that. Two flares that were fired towards Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu home in Caesarea in Saturday night. Okay, I got this mixed up. Saturday night had lit up a political firestorm. Both the left and the right are using the incident to blame the other for raising the level of incitement. There was no damage to the home from the flares, which landed on the lawn, and the house was empty at the time. The Israeli police and the Shin Bet Israeli security agency said. Three suspects were arrested, including the IDF senior officer in reserves. The incident reportedly took place during an anti-Netanyahu demonstration outside the prime minister's home that was led by Mo Caesarian group, which has been protesting on a regular basis against the prime minister since the Israeli-Hamas war began. There's like a video footage right here. You're going to see that. The head of the I'm not sure I'm saying it correctly. It's the Legion Registries Court announced on Sunday that the identity of the suspects will remain confidential to the completion of the police investigation. Whew, that's crazy. Reaction by the Israeli political officials. Footage of the incident that was posted on social media by Khan appears to show two flares being launched into the sky, not specifically at the house, but the police are treating this as a deliberate attack. So those flares could have came, landed in the house, setting it on fire and all that. And hold on. Those responsible for firing the flares should be dealt with severely, Shin Bet director Ronan Barr said Sunday. The act that have raised the specter of violence to dangerous levels, he said, adding that firing of flares at prime minister's homes is the gravest kind of incident and is far from legitimate protest. I agree. You pretty much try to, it definitely will caught fire, lives could be lost. President Isaac Herzog condemned the incident. The flames must not be allowed to escalate, he said. I spoke with the head of the Shin Bet and expressed urgent need to investigate and deal with those responsible for the incident as soon as possible, he added. The attack was condemned by opposition leader Yair Lapid, National Unity Chairman Benny Gantz, and Yisrael Beitenu Chairman Avigator Lieberman, who says its significance of escalation in the attempt to harm the democratic institutions of the state of Israel. This is deep here. I think it's the set speaker Omar Ohana. Hold on a sec, please. I have to apologize for that. Has some hot water going. If I'm correct, I'm at the set speaker Omir Ohana, Justice Minister Yariv Levin, and Communications Minister Shlomo Kari from Lukid blamed the attack on the judicial system for not cracking down on demonstrators and what they call inflammatory language that has been directed at the government since the beginning of the war, and continued captivity of 101 hostages. That's a lot of potential victims. The writing was on the walls, on the roads, in inflammatory posts, and in demonstrations on Hana Road. The shootings at the Prime Minister's home Saturday night was a direct result of policy that was for the past few years has been ignored, the escalation in the words and deeds. Levin said the attack was a link in a chain of violent and anarchic actions, the purpose of which to bring about the assassination of the prime minister and overthrow the elected government by means of violent coup. Yeah. The attack demonstrated the need of judicial reform. What a mess. The time has come for all members of the coalition and all factions of all of the MKs to announce as one man their unequivocal support for the moves that I led, which will stop, and for any other move necessary to change the situation, Levine has said. The time has come for full support to be given to restore the justice system and law enforcement systems and to put an end. Hold a sec. What the? Thing just jumped. Hold on. Yeah, the thing is, I'm not sure if my finger slipped. I don't know. I think, here we go. The time has come for full support to be given to restore the justice system and law enforcement systems to put an end to anarchy, rampaging, refusal, attempts to harm the Prime Minister. Kari said Attorney General Gali Baharav Mira, who has been at odds with the government over the issue of judicial reform and is seen by the government as going easy on anti-government protests, should be fired. Sounds familiar back home. The Attorney General must go home today. A person who gets up to kill you, including through weakness and agreements through silence, you should rise up and fire him, he said, paraphrasing a teaching from the Talmud about self-defense. So let me see if I read this correctly, though. The quote, the Attorney General must go home today. A person who gets up to kill you, including through weakness and agreements through silence, you should rise up and fire him, he says, paraphrasing a teaching from a Talmud about self-defense. Okay, that's different. In response, Lapid says Kari was openly inciting murder against the Attorney General and should be fired. Yeah. Baharav Mira's office has said protests against the government for not cutting a deal for the hostages or for Netanyahu's failing to resign over the October 7th massacre are legit. Furthermore, Israel's quasi-constitution through the basic law enshrines the right to protest, and the government should need to change those laws if it wanted to limit protesters more significantly. Boy, this is getting difficult. Baharav Mira has prosecuted several extremist individuals who have threatened Netanyahu and is expected to prosecute the suspects involved in this incident. Finally, government critics have said the police, led by the National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir, has regularly beaten even peaceful protesters in recent months, trying to discourage criticism of the government. Whoa, that's extreme. That is quite a bit here. So what do you think about that? The situation with Benjamin Netanyahu, like the good news, some fire flares. No, it didn't hit the house. That's the good news. But had it hit the house, was set on fire. Had there been people there, lives could have been lost. And bare minimum, the house would have been lost. But what do you think about that, folks? What do you think about that situation? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Peace. And one more thing, no one got hurt, no one got killed. Thank God.